But we're gonna start early. We're live right now. See the crew in the building. Got King Simon in the building with us. You on? I think you're on now.
1, 2.
Yeah, you on right now. We got King Simon in the building.
Microphone check.
We definitely here to pay homage and show some respect to Prodigy. Was a friend of mine. I got a dope Prodigy interview out right now. You can see a portion of it right now if you go to Jordan Tower YouTube. You can see an interview that I did with Prodigy. It was very, very dope. Should be on Forbes DVD sometime within the next couple of days. You know, that was a dope interview I did with Prodigy, so it's going to be out. Everybody going to be able to see it. Salute to him. You know, the deal is, this is the deal. One thing that I like to do is when somebody's alive, I like to pay homage and I like to tell them how much I appreciate them when they're alive. If you go on Forbes DVD, I got a show called Hip Hop Blasphemy with M-Rec, and I said Prodigy was the best rapper in the 90s. That's what I said. And I did that in December. I don't know anything about him. You know, we didn't know he was going to pass away. It was very abrupt. He did deal with a debilitating illness called sickle cell anemia, that the life expectancy is not long, but you can live with it. And he lived, you know, and he put so much into the craft that he's gonna live forever. He might not be here with us physically anymore, but he's gonna live forever through the music because it's so much timeless music that we're never going to forget Prodigy, even if we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just key points in hip hop that he's just immortalized forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when I was in Africa in February, they was bumping Prodigy.
Yeah.
Word up. When I was in Africa, I was like, yo, this is crazy.
So that's the dope part about it, and that's, you know, as humans on this level, we have to leave this plane sometimes physically, but we will only hope that we left a mark on people where we live forever, and Prodigy definitely did that. So for that, you know, I salute him. I salute him for being a part of my upbringing, a part of, you know, a soundtrack of my life at a specific time, because music used to be able to give you times in your life. You remember when you got your first piece of ass, what music was out, what haircut you had, what music was out, what sports teams, you know, what you was wearing, what grade you was in, what girl you was dating. You know, music used to be able to do that for you. And when you think about Prodigy, Mobb Deep in particular, you can remember these times in your life, going to the tunnel, you know, just different times in your life, and they definitely contributed to that with me. You know, a lot of times I used to get a lot of flack for interviewing a lot of the older artists like that. And they would say, well, why are you interviewing this artist, they're washed up, or you interviewing has-beens, because they left a positive impact on my life. And I like to salute people while they can smell the roses. You know, I don't want to be a fan of somebody that can't feel the love. You know what I'm saying? Love is something you say, but it's also an action. You know what I'm saying? Because I always like to tell people, you know, you could tell somebody you love them and then smack the shit out them. What has the most impression? The words or the hits? Or you could smack somebody and say, but I love you. What has the most impression? So love, when you say it, is definitely better when it's reinforced with action. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, it's just empty words. So with Prodigy, like I said, I did a video in December of 2016 before the ball dropped. Hopefully he got to see it and know that I definitely appreciated his music and definitely appreciated what he did for hip hop. You know, bar all the other beefs and all that shit, that didn't have nothing to do with it. I'm just talking about for the music and for his talent. I could never take that away from him. Anything that he did outside of the book and me interviewing people that might have had issues and problems with him, the book that has nothing to do with Prodigy, the artist. Simon, you want to say something?
Yeah. You know, brothers and sisters, you know, I used to rock the club a lot. I ran SOBs, I ran Temptations, I ran various clubs throughout New York City, and Mobb Deep's beats was all through the house, all the time. I mean, especially in certain clubs in Brooklyn, all throughout Brooklyn, even, you know, going to certain clubs downtown or certain clubs, and even the Caribbean clubs. And I did more of the Caribbean clubs, but we used to mix it up a lot. You know, Prodigy reached out to us about 5 years ago, or I think after he came out of jail, I think he reached out to us.
Okay.
And
when you say us, who are you talking about?
Me and Polite.
Okay.
Because Polite was teaching heavy on the health at that time.
Okay.
And I think he wanted to get with Polite to link up about the health and stuff, and that's where they called my phone to link with Polite to get him to come over to a lecture. And I don't know what happened, why he didn't make it, but they did call me to check on to see if it can what time was the lecture. And Prodigy wanted to come. I think it was one of his boys and all that kind of stuff. And I remember I was one of the security guards back in 1995 at the Source Awards.
Wow.
I was in the Nation of Islam at that time. It was the Nation of Islam, and we had the opportunity to be there. And myself and brother Arthur 4X, and you remember Arthur Muhammad? Yeah, Ballhead, that's my man. That's my man.
He's definitely around the rappers for the system.
Yeah, he's part of the Zulu. He's part. He was called I think I forgot his hip hop name back in the day, but he. We had to search most of the rappers coming out. I remember seeing Ed Lover and Dr. Dre and Snoop and everybody. We had to hold down that security backstage. Wow. So a lot of the artists came through us in order to get there. So, and I think Onyx and them had beef and all kind of stuff. It was a whole lot of craziness, but there was no shootouts because we did a grid search. Of course, you know how the nation get down. Facts. At that time. Khalid was around at that time and all kinds. So we had a great time. Handling and dealing with artists, and we always handled them with proper respect, because the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the nation, when I was there at the time, he always said, proper handling of the people is very important. Regardless if they rah and they doing what they had to do, is always shown respect to the people. That's why when I watched we're not getting into that, but when I watched the Tupac movie, I was there at the hospital. I know what happened, but we gonna get into that yet. But I'm just letting you know that we was on security. We was on post at certain one of these venues before they started hiring the big goons and all the big guys, the big security, the Guerrilla Squad and all that. But big up to them, of course, Beast and the whole crew. They're my boys and all that. But I'm telling you, the nation was on a lot of these guys. We was doing a lot of security.
So Beast from Video Music Box?
Beast. Wow. Beast my boy, man. Because he owned the G Squad and the whole. They own the Guerrilla. I think it's called the Guerrilla Unit Security Team or whatever. But all those big brothers, they took over the security gear because they're big. But a lot of us knew how to handle our rap brothers and the people in the hip hop world, and they respected us because of the minister and the history with Dr. Khalid and everybody else. So look, rest in peace to my brother Prodigy. And like I said on Star and Buckwild Star show this morning. Shout out to Star. He called me and texted me, and I broke down the number 444 for Jay-Z's thing, but we also got into Prodigy, because Prodigy was in a number 4 year. And we're going to talk about that. I'm a numerologist. Those who don't know me on Doggie.
How can they get in contact with you for the numerology?
Oh, they can always text me. Text me their full name and date of birth at 347-496-1022. If you want a consultation, I'll break it all down to you from your name to your birthday. But when it came to Prodigy's born November the 2nd.
Okay.
All right. So in the November 2nd, that adds up to a number 4, because the 11 plus the 2 equals 13, and 1 and 3 is 4. And 4 in numerology deals with health. Okay. And it's a very deep health number, because mysterious ailments and things can exacerbate and become heightened in the 4th season. So if he was suffering heavily from the sickle cell, it's very deep, because he also had to deal with digestion, being born as a Scorpion, also being born as a 2, being born under those numbers. So I read those numbers on Star, and Star was really happy that I broke down certain things about the 444 and all the 4 numbers, and even about TC. I broke down because TC was born April 4th, TC Islam. So I was breaking down a whole lot of stuff that they were going through. But people got to show love to these brothers. I'm 50 now, and they died in 40s and all that kind of stuff. So I'm look at Heavy D and Fife and all these guys just passing on off of some diseases that have been either cured or managed. If we just get to these brothers and try to get to them, and I think we need to do a health initiative for a lot of these hip hop artists and reggae artists, because there's reggae artists that are dying of diabetes and all that because we're drinking in the club. And look, remember the liquor turns into sugar.
Yes.
It converts to sugar.
Yes.
It doesn't just
some of it came from sugar. It
came from sugar canes and all that stuff.
Sugar,
exactly. So we got to realize that as much as y'all like to enjoy yourself, and we respect the club, all of us been in the club life and all that kind of stuff, there's a time where you have to balance it out. do some detoxing, do some fasting,
drink some water,
gallons of water.
Yeah,
rush your gallon down your system, man, or at least drink half your body weight in ounces.
Yes, facts. Yep.
And if you call me for a consultation, I will break down things that you have to deal with as far as your health, because when we were younger, we thought we was invincible. We all come from the same neighborhood, Atlantic Terminals, all four green area. We grew up, I went to PS11 just like these guys went to PS11, but I was the older generation of the PS11. But I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, if you don't take care of your health, you will not be able to do the things that you love to do later on in life. Or you'll be stuck up in the hospital with a bunch of tubes in your backside, wondering why I didn't take care of my health, why I didn't do this. So, enough rest in power to Brother Prodigy, TC Islam, my man Ice Pick from Rough Riders, Ice Pick Jay. That brother, I knew him from back in the day also, because Rough Riders studio office wasn't too far from SOB's.
Listen.
Yes, go ahead.
They say people die in threes.
Exactly.
Is that
the three that just happened, bro?
And that was all a week apart?
All a week apart, bro.
Wow.
All a week apart in threes.
And three great dudes. You know what I'm saying? I used to correspond with TC Islam via Facebook.
Yes, sir.
And he used to always say that he was afraid for his life.
He texted me 10 days before it happened. He told me things are getting ugly. And he said, King, I got to get with you. I need some counseling. He was even calling me for counseling. And I didn't charge him because that's an old friend of mine. I go back 25 years with TC. Matter of fact, I when I was a journalist for Class magazine and the Brooklyn Heights newspaper, I wrote an article on the Zulu Nation. And wrote an article in Brooklyn Advocate newspaper. I wrote an article about the Zulu Nation with TC in it, interviewing them, Crazy Leg, Bam, everybody. I wrote a 25 when they were celebrating their 20th anniversary. We was getting down with it. So look, I've been in this business for a while, but I've been in it from the reggae perspective and the hip hop and R&B perspective. Because I'm born here, my parents are from Jamaica, so that's how we roll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
man.
Super Cat, I'm favorite.
That's my Bridget. I'm Bridget Super Cat.
So when you're looking at hip hop on the whole right now, you're seeing a lot of the kids promoting the Molly use and the pill use and the Percocets and the drugs and the lean. Can you tell them what's going to happen to their bodies in 5 years?
Man, especially depending on what number you are, I can tell you, you're looking at a person that used to smoke weed constantly because my family brought it here. Ask anybody in Atlantic Terminals, the brown one, because they had the brown and beige one. Atlantic co-ops.
They try to call it the city.
They kind of fit in the building at that time, Ask anybody back in those days, I used to bring a suitcase of weed to people because I didn't believe in selling it. I was 13 years old bringing this. But let me tell you, family, the weed that we have here and the stuff that they're putting in the community is destructive, destroying our system from within. Marijuana in Jamaica, we used to put it in our food like oregano or boil it as a tea because it helps to calm the nerves. It is an alkaline food, but it's like from the oregano family. You're supposed to season your food with it, or you can make brownies or whatever you want to make with it, but we try to be responsible with it. If you keep on putting these things in your system, by the time you reach 20, 30 years old, you'll be either with a tube or you can't even run a mile. But Tad is running miles. Tad is running miles.
I rode my bike.
He's riding his bike.
The other day.
You riding his bike. I'm riding my bike. We working out. I'm 50 now. I'm older than both of these guys.
Right.
And I'm still working out. I'm training every day. And because I stopped smoking weed, and as I stopped smoking weed at the age of 17, after I almost died from smoking it, and we used to act like we was Cheech and Chong. Those who don't know who Cheech and Chong was the ones that used to roll up the big spliff, close up and roll up their limousine, and everybody used to have a spliff in their mouth and smoke it and try to smoke it till you couldn't even breathe in there. I did the same thing one night when I was about 15 or 16 years old. I did the same thing one night in a little Toyota. It's not even a limousine. A little Toyota, son. 4 of us had a big ass spliff. And by the time I couldn't even walk in the house because it was Sensimilia. We used to call it Sensimilia, the strong ganja from out of Jamaica. Real strong. So by the time I went to go to sleep, I woke up coughing smoke approximately at 3:33 in the morning. I never forget.
You remember every number.
I remember those numbers. It was 3:33 in the morning. I woke up coughing a big puff of smoke, and I had one of those what you call it, those clocks that they told the time right then and there with a green light. Those analog clocks, digital clocks, and that's what I knew was 3:33 in the morning. And when I woke up the next day, I stopped smoking. I told my friends that I was hanging out with, who went to Erasmus and Dewey and all those kind of schools and all that. I told them, look, I can't do this no more. I can't do this, and that saved my life most of the time.
so for somebody like Prodigy who was born with sickle cell, do you know what sickle cell is?
Yes, sir.
Can you break it down for people with sickle cell?
Well, sickle cell is when the blood. This is a blood disease that that thickens up that clogs up your bloodstream. It's a lot of that because of what happened. The blood sickles. And a lot of people usually have to do either blood thinners, break it down to thin out the blood so it can flow better, and then it causes excruciating pain. Now, check this out. I used to have sickle cell traits.
Wow.
And Dr. Sebi's way and method of cleansing out the system and the blood is the one that helped me. Because I went to three doctors. One doctor said I had it. Then I went into Dr. Sebi and started taking his dietary stuff and doing what I had to do. And then the other two doctors said I don't have sickle cell traits anymore. So that is, I know it can be cured. A lot of people say it can't be cured, but that's not true. It can be cured, but you have to do the right dietary plan. You have to do the right herbs to get to the cellular level because it's sickle cell. So you have to get to the cellular level to start purifying and clearing the cellular level by taking the certain herbs. And one thing about Dr. Sebi's products, a lot of them are Spanish products, so I couldn't even pronounce some of the names because a lot of them you're not even supposed to allow in the country, but because you break it into Spanish and there's certain things that you can say this and other ingredients. You have to say the ones that are FDA allowed, and then this that are other ingredients. You just don't know what the other ingredients are. But he spoke Spanish, so he helped Lisa Lopez and all that kind of stuff. Michael Jackson family, he helped Eddie Murphy's family. So Sebi was real deal.
So at this particular time, you don't have the trait no more anymore.
I don't have the trait.
Wow, that's deep.
Don't have the trait no more.
And for somebody in 2017, unfortunately, Dr. Sebi is not here anymore.
Not here.
What's the alternative for that?
Well, the wife like Ma, she was the one that boiled up the herbs and worked with Dr. Sebi back. See, Dr. Sebi cured the wife that lives in Brooklyn. I'm gonna let y'all know. He cured his wife of paralysis and blindness.
Wow.
And then he married her. That was one of his wife Ma here at Fig Tree Online. You can go to figtreeonline.com and check her out. She could break that down to you, especially if you're suffering from sickle cell. And then you have other people that are doing it also. You got it because Dr. Sebi always said that this healing is not just about him. All of us have the capability to heal. All of us have the capability to heal. Every one of you out there have the capability to heal because the body naturally heals itself. Just like when we used to get cut and stabbed and fall and scrape, it heals itself. So the herbs is not the actual healer. The herbs foster the environment for the body to heal.
Does it start with the mind state, positive
mindset? Yes, it does always start with the mind
discipline.
State. Discipline, always the discipline.
Y'all know, make sure you get that discilline. My clothing, discipline.
Shout out your clothing.
Discipline, very, very important. Discipline is everything. Shop.doggiediamondcv.com.
Yeah, dope. I just got a call. We might have a surprise guest in a little bit.
Okay.
They told me they're about 5 minutes away.
Dope.
So, you know what I'm saying? How can we broaden the view so our folks to see?
We're gonna bring everybody in. We will fix it. We
got somebody. I got a surprise guest.
We got a surprise.
Lord of mercy.
So you don't have the sickle cell trait.
No, I don't have the sickle cell trait.
Thanks to Dr. Davey, according to the Western doctors.
According to the Western doctors.
According to Dr. Sebi, so if Prodigy probably could have been saved.
Yes, he could have been.
Okay.
I think he could have been saved. Even Dr. Africa will tell you there's a way to reverse certain things.
Okay.
But usually, people who get full-blown sickle cell is that the mother had the traits or the father had the traits.
Okay.
And that's usually the problem. That's what causes a child to.
So maybe if he have offspring right now, they could look into.
Yes, because they probably have the trait.
Yes.
And they could look into at least cleansing it out because at least half the battle is won.
Yes.
So I hope the offsprings are at least looking into trying to cleanse it out of their system. Because, you can get that full-blown comes in when, like I said, when both parents have it and they give it to the child. That's why in history, we used to take blood tests to find out who got what, so we don't mix up and cause these type of debilitating issues and problems in our family. So we still have to do blood tests again before you start dealing with people nowadays. You never know.
Know their blood type at least.
We got to know what's going on, man. We got to know.
Also, you spoke to Prodigy's people. To actually get something done for him. And then you end up you had a connection to Tupac also.
Yes, I did have a Tupac.
Tell the people the connection to Tupac.
Woo, brother.
The movie comes out.
Yeah. It came out. Really? I went and seen it. And I had at least I didn't know him like per se, but we were the security team that handled Tupac's security at the hospitals. The 2 hospitals and the secret location that he had to go to after he ran. If everybody remember, he ran out the hospital naked, right? I was the one that gave him my coat when he wanted to run out naked.
Wow.
I was at the ICU door when the doctors or the nurses at the ICU I think it was Bellevue Hospital at that time, kept on running in and out. And Tupac wanted to get some rest. He couldn't sleep. And that's what, and if you went through getting shot, trauma and all that kind of stuff, he really didn't trust nobody. So he said, look, I can't get no, he came to me, he said, Simon, our brother Simon at that time, he said, brother Simon, I can't get no effing sleep. That's what he said. I can't get no effing sleep. He said, fucking sleep, but that's what he said. And I said, and he wants to leave the hospital because he said he's not feeling this. He was kind of a little anxiety and a lot of stuff. So I said, okay, brother, we can't just leave. We have to sign out. So let me talk to the people at the desk. This is exactly what I said. Let me talk to the people at the desk and see what we can do. Talk to the people at the desk. I said, my client wants to leave and get out. Can you facilitate that right now? So they brought the paperwork. He came to the desk in his hospital coat. He ain't had nothing. His ass out. Everything. He ain't had nothing. So Pac's ass was out, and yes, that's when they said he ran out the hospital naked, but that's not true because I gave him my trench coat because it was a cold night that night. But he came to the desk, he signed off, and he thanked every nurse in there. He thanked everybody in there in front of him and said, thank y'all for patching me up and healing me and helping me, but I can't get no effing sleep. That's the part where they said he cursed out the hospital because he just said that.
Oh.
That's you see how the media just turns it up. He said thank you first to everybody, but he said I can't get no effing sleep. That's what he said. I was right there. I said, all right, cool. I said, put on my coat because your everything was showing. You couldn't find his coat. I said, but even no shoes, nothing that. Downstairs, Tretch was downstairs. His mother, Afeni, was downstairs. I believe Jasmine Guy was there. I can't recollect, but I know. But we was rolling them out. And we had to take him to a secret location to where his mother was staying, also one of his cousins, right there on 125th, off of 125th Street in a building. We took him from there. Yeah, right in Harlem. So I didn't get no rest. We stayed with Pac for 24 to 48 hours. Me, Brother Arthur, a few other brothers, Brother Shion Wayne, Anthony Muhammad, that's the top trainer and the national trainer of the Nation of Islam today. We had him at the courtroom. We had to take him to the courtroom. When you see him rolling out with the courtroom with his head wrap, I was in the front guiding the whole team to the cars and to the different places. That was me in the front. And then you had Brother Wayne, you had Brother Anthony, you had Brother Robert was there. And there's another one brother, I think it was one of the lawyers there. But those people were rolling with me all that time, and we stayed on this man for 48 hours. I actually wanted to write a book called 48 Hours with Pac.
Hey, still could be done.
I'm actually gonna put it in my autobiography, that 48 Hours with Pac in my autobiography as a chapter. Because it was 48 hours. And I'm not gonna try to exaggerate no story, but
with his injuries.
Yes.
There's a lot of reports about his injuries.
Yes, sir.
What do you know the extent of his injuries at that particular time?
At that particular time, he definitely got struck through his groin. I was there. His head, and a few shots towards us, because it was like 5 shots at that time. But I know he was really complaining about his groin because they kept on, in the ICU, they got to stay on you. It's the intensive care unit. They have to stay on you. So he got tired of that because, yes, he was under anesthesia. What's so funny about it? When we got to the secret location, brothers, when the anesthesia wore off, that's when he wanted to go to the next hospital. That was funny. And that scene is when they put the Biggie scene up. Now, when they said Biggie came to the hospital, no Nation of Islam brother wore any beards at that time. So when you see people with beards in there, that's not the truth. Nobody pushed Biggie away, because we're taught proper handling of people. And matter of fact, the FBI came and me and Brother Arthur was standing at the door and we said, nope, No one is allowed. I mean, big burly white boys came in, and me and Brother Arthur said, no, we have all orders not to let anyone in. And me and Brother Arthur ain't that big. I'm about 5'6".
Brother Arthur,
Brother Arthur about 5'8".
Yeah.
We still wasn't let, and them guys was like 6 foot, look like they ready to battle. I know they had guns, but they could not go in. They didn't have no warrant. They had nothing to show who they were. We didn't let them in. They turned around. That's just how the nation rolled. We would have got in and did what we had to do, but that's how we rolled when it came to protecting Tupac. And we would not allow them. I was there at that door that time until they told me to get off because I was on overdrive with the security thing at that time.
Did you see? You saw when Biggie came?
No, I didn't get to see when Biggie took. That was the next, because Big came like during the afternoon. I got off in the morning, right around 11 o'clock. I remember that because the FBI came before Biggie.
Okay.
Well, that's what they said, that Biggie came, but I wasn't there at that time. But I was there when the FBI came.
And at that time, nobody from the nation had beards. Still don't to this
It's
day.
still that, and that's why when they put the bearded guys in the nation suit and boots, I was like, what the heck is this?
They don't have beards to this day.
They don't wear no beard, so that threw me off in the movie. It was a good movie to watch. I think Benny Boom did a great job. And,
shout out to Benny. That's
Benny,
the word.
yeah,
Shout
I
out
met
to
Benny
Benny
with
Boom.
Spike Lee back in the day. So big up with Benny Boom, man. Enough respect to you all the time. When
You know, Benny moved to the hood.
he back in the hood.
No, he was living on Washington Avenue.
But that's where we was doing the shooting the movie Clockers. That's what I met him with Spike Lee. I was on a security gig for Mekhi Phifer. We was teaching Mekhi Phifer martial arts. I remember. So big up to
Benny
Mekhi.
Boom lived on Washington Avenue.
I lived on
He
Washington.
lived with Washington.
Between Gates and Ford.
Between Gates and Ford, himself, Hakeem Green,
Hakeem Green.
and
Shout out to
AJ from
Hakeem.
106 and Park.
Oh, get
They
out,
were
AJ.
roommates.
Oh,
They were roommates.
So they was right there. Yeah.
Right around the corner from us. And then Hakeem moved on Waverly on our block.
Yeah, they was,
That's how I know Hakeem. He lived right across the street.
Big up to Hakeem. I know he big up.
Benny used to come to the gym with us.
Yeah,
yeah?
Benny used to go to him. He used to go to
Because he wasn't big one time.
Nah, he was
big in the LL at one
But
point.
I'm talking about built. He wasn't
Yes,
big.
he was.
No,
Yeah.
before he got built. I'm talking about.
No, well, when he came, when
Okay.
Benny came to New York, he was already Caucasian.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew him.
By the time we met him,
I knew him big, but he had on big clothes.
Nah, he always, when I saw Benny,
Benny.
he always looked like a fucking superhero.
Right.
Facts, yeah.
But we used to go on the gym type gig too.
Yeah.
Right, so Benny started working out with us. You know what I'm saying? Plus, that was our hood. He wasn't from around.
And he wasn't
He
even
met us.
he wasn't even a director at the time.
No,
He was a
no.
rapper. He was
Yes.
a part of Channel Live.
Yes, he was Channel
He's
Live.
a part of
right,
Channel
that's
Live.
right, yeah, yes,
So the Tupac, when you say growing, because a lot of people believe that he shot himself in the nuts and all that.
Nah,
shit
he
like
didn't
that.
shot-
It was just the area.
that area right around
Okay.
the area there.
Okay.
Like if I got like a groin pull, it could be right the muscle right around that area.
Okay.
But they shot him right over that area. You know,
Okay.
but that brother really was intense. And even during that time and that moment, he was intense and was always watching his back. He didn't really know. I mean, they fired whatever team they had around him and hired the brothers.
Okay.
And that was, and I got to big up to X-Men security of the Nation of Islam, because those are the same brothers that we held him down. Anthony Muhammad's brother Shabazz was also part of that team also back in the day. Big up to brother Shabazz that used to do the lectures at LIU. So, we held it down, man. And just for that moment, it meant a lot for me because I knew this guy was an icon in the business.
And you was a part of protecting
and
his life.
part of protecting his life in the hospital, because I was the type of person, and we in the nation was the type of person that we would die or fight for our clients. And I've done security for Spike. We've done security for people like Tupac. We've done Andre Harrell. We've done Beverly Peel and all kinds of people. We've done all this type of stuff. We've done security at the Source Awards and different. So we was there for a lot of the stuff that was going on back in the night.
Was Dr. Khaled your superior at this time?
He was one of the superiors, but he was the national spokesman for everybody.
He was a gangster too.
Yeah, he was. And then you had people like, whoa, I see somebody in the mother flipping building.
Yeah, you got King Simon first. Come around here.
Hey,
Come around here.
Rashid. Oh, there, this brother here.
Look, this how real it is. Hold on. Come over by Simon.
Yeah,
Come on out of here.
Get that stool. You want to take that stool? You can put my phone
right here.
on.
Put the stool there.
Let me get right first.
Yeah.
Get your.
That's how real it is. We live.
Rashid.
Hey, Rashid just walk in the building. You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk. Oh, he brought gifts. Shit, I like gifts.
He be a gift.
Gifts is a good thing. Well, we got King Simon. King Simon, if anybody wants a reading from you, anything, let them know how to definitely contact you right now.
Let me drop some of my material, my books and stuff. Let me use that real quick for my brother. Family, let me show up some of the books that I have online. Also, I got A.A. Rashid's book. It's a powerful book, man. I'm telling you, The Dog Star is a powerful book. Right, A.A., we got it, right? I got his book from a man.
Just socked it to my pocket.
Just socked it to his pocket at $100 and something. So that's what we do.
$106.
$106, man. He's on that 106. I know what it is. So I'm telling you, family, my books is on Amazon and Kindle. Of course, it's Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. That's one of my books. Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. That's one of my books on Amazon and Kindle. Then I have a children's book for your children's health. This one is called Numbers Are Simple, Our Children's Health is Important. So it runs down their birthdays and the numbers in their birthdays connected to their health. Also, I'm revising one of my books called No Promotion is Bad Promotion, because I've been in the promotional year from the promotional realm for a long time. People used to know me rocking clubs, SOBs, running Urban Plaza, Madison Square. Well, a lot of it was reggae, but
you see me in the Buzz, the Caribbean City with
Caribbean
the gangsters.
You know we were Simon Templar, they used to call me. Simon,
Caribbean City.
Caribbean City, yeah. I used to be in the Caribbean City. That's right. I used to be in Caribbean City hard with everybody, man. DJ Supreme, Bobby Compton, and Java. We used to be up in there and do what we have to do. But you can, if you want to do a numerology consultation with me, please text me your full name and your birthday at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And let's chop it up and get it happening and help out some of the people that need guidance, at least some guidance to help guide you to your highest form and your greatest form and understanding who you are. You got a brother born February 25th here, November 13th over here, and then you got my man born January the 7th right here. So I'm February 1st.
You remember everybody's shit.
I be remembering. How you been, man? Yo, he was at the Ice Pick funeral, and believe me, I knew Ice Pick. I didn't even know he passed on and died. And enough respect, R.I.P. to his whole family and everybody around him, because we was all in that realm of SOBs. I was doing SOBs. Rough Riders used to do a lot of press parties at SOBs back in the day. So I got to send shout out to him and the family. TC Islam again, Prodigy again. I got to send enough respect to all the family. Hey, you ready, my brother?
Why, before you go,
yes.
Why are numbers so important?
Oh man, woo, now you
because a lot of times, you know, we
do that too.
Why are the numbers so important? Because, you know, sometimes, you know, everything is a number. We got a phone number, you got a social security number, you got DIN numbers, you got docket numbers, you got everything is a number, but we are assigned numbers via social security, and our birthday are numbers. Why is these numbers so important to the individual?
From a simple perspective, I always say the two most important days of your life is the day you were born and the day you find out why you were born.
Wow.
I use numerology to help you find out why you were born. The importance of helping you guys, because numerology, if you understand the dynamics of 1 through 9 or the 0 through 9 and understand what's their connection as far as you're concerned in the microcosmic realm, then you'll understand how you can relate to other people. Even when I read names, I don't sometimes have to read a birthday. I can read a person's name. Whether you study in Gematria, whether you study in Kabbalah, whether you study in numerology, the study of numbers through Pythagorean or Chaldean, which I read his book. He was mentioning a lot of the Chaldeans and everybody in his book. I was breaking that, and I was like, damn, man, he's dropping some science about this. But if you understand why you're born and what you're supposed to be doing, numbers is just a guidance. It's not the is all or be all. It's just a guidance. And a lot of us like to say numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Numbers don't lie not only with your paycheck and making money. Numbers don't lie not only in the stock market, but numbers don't lie when it pertains to you as a human being either. Does not lie. And you were born through that cycle for a reason, came through that realm. That's why I tell people to get into astrology, numerology, get into those modalities that can help guide you to be the very best you can be. Because either you're going to spiral up or you're going to spiral down. There's numbers have its higher vibration and numbers have its lower vibration. It's up to you and your willpower where you want to walk and which path you want to walk at the end of the day. I used to be afraid of the microphone. And then when I overcame the fear of a microphone as a number one who's supposed to be a leader and a trailblazer and all, when I overcame the fear of a microphone, I find myself in front of 30,000 people at Randall's Island speaking and rocking the microphone.
So can I ask you something?
Yes,
with the numbers, could you tell if a shorty ain't shit? Like, keep it real. Like, yo, she a number 32. She ain't shit. Like, I ain't fucking with her.
As far as like, let's say I wanted to talk to a sister in the club, and then I found out her birthday is born under number 6 or 8. I know those two numbers are a challenge to my number 1.
To your number, okay.
Yeah. So I would try to identify what's the difference in how the compatibility, how it can work, how it can't work, how it might not work. But at the end of the day, all of us are scarred and all of us have been traumatized. Facts. That's why my book is called Numbers Are Simple. People are complicated. It's the people that are complicated through the things that happen to their mother, their father, the traumatization, the people that got molested and all that. Some women that got molested can't deal with a man correctly anymore and will never deal with a man correctly. It's not that she's bad, it's not that she's wicked.
Some dudes who got molested can't deal with a woman.
And they jumping from women to women and don't know how to handle the situation. Or they go dealing with men or go dealing with other women. Yo, it's trauma that's holding a lot. And usually when I do a reading, I look at the trauma of what you've been going through in your life. And if I see a whole bunch of number that deals with trauma on the negative of that number, then I ask you the question. I don't pry. And if you want to let it out, women are the ones that let it out more. Men won't tell you if they got molested or fondled and all that kind of. They won't say all that stuff too much. But I did catch 2 or 3 of them started crying and saying all kinds of stuff. And I had to calm them down and let them know, yo, we all understand. That's why I respect what Poppy did. I respect what Savage has done as far as coming out and telling the truth. And you know, it's common knowledge and it's all public record. I told people my female cousins molested and fondled me when I was younger. But what happened when we found out and actually cried it out and worked it out 3 years ago, I found out that my male cousins was fondling and messing with them. So they treated me, one of the male cousins, they got back at me because they couldn't get back at them.
So hold up. All right. Some molestation as a kid, bro, is fucked up. But you know, when you like 13, and one of your, female follow your balls,
I was 8.
You gonna be like, she following my. It's just when they play with your ass. That's like, yo, you playing. That was bullshit.
At 8 years old, you don't know what's happening.
Sex is in
you don't know what's happening at 8. I mean, maybe some of y'all know.
You're not supposed to know.
Exactly, you're not supposed to know.
And once your innocence is stolen,
exactly. Once that respect and that innocence, and it wasn't even about penetration. It was just when my mother left, these 2 young girls was their teens, that they was actually started playing and swinging me around, pulling off my clothes off, and I didn't understand what was going on. You pulled me from out of my bed and
you spoke about this before.
And I spoke to them straight. Yeah, I said about it because I had to confront them finally. I love them to death. But then when you finally confront them, you find out that they have been hurt by
hurt people,
hurt people, and that's real deal. So that's what I do. Again, you can also email me at numbersaresimple@gmail.com. That's numbers, the letter R, simple@gmail.com. Or you can, like I said, text me your full name and your date of birth at 347-496-1022. I'm seriously want to help and heal people or help guide them to at least start the process. That's what I'm really about.
What's your social networks?
King Simon Productions at Instagram. King Simon Productions at Instagram. Hit me up. King Simon Presents at not Facebook, at YouTube. King Simon Presents at YouTube. King Simon at Facebook. King Simon Production at Facebook, and also King Simon Prod at Twitter. Please hit me up, and let's talk about it.
It's the mediator too, man. All the fucking conscious beef that be going on, they call King Simon.
I keep the peace,
King Simon is in there somewhere trying to stop a lot of this shit. So
look, I learned a long time ago in the music business. It was Sluggy, may he rest in peace. Reggae artist named Sluggy, who was the one that got into a shootout with Supercat back in Whitty on Utica Avenue back in the day, in Superpower Records back in the day, and killed Nitty Gritty, a reggae artist. Sluggy told me, I was at SOB's one time, and Sluggy seen somebody trying to bad me up, and I went off on the guy. And Sluggy said, Simon, you're not for do them thing there, You keep the peace because you have peace for you. Let me deal with it. That's what Sluggy said. So I know I had my back from people. So I always wanted to maintain peace. And it was people that was born in the 90s, or raised in the 90s, like Sluggy and Supercat that I used to hang around. And those people like Shabba and all those people that I used to sing. Because I was a reggae singer back in the day. So I used to sing. I was number 3 on the charts doing reggae. So I was amongst all of them. Shaggy and I went to Erasmus. Me, Squeegee Don, Red Fox, all of us are good friends. We used to do this. Yeah, man. We've been there. Biltmore Ballroom, Galaxy Ballroom, Legend Nightclub. That was us. Caribbean City, like my man talked. We was in there. So we did a lot of that. We've been through all that stuff. And I was always the party man, providing the party for the gangsters to come out. that was me. I wanted to provide the parties, and that's what it's all about. So, like he said, he was in Caribbean City, brother Rashid. I was in all those places. I was in there as Ahmed. I know. Check this out. I knew his mom's, man. She rested in peace.
Look.
Go ahead.
Look, I love you, son.
Yes.
And I want to keep my legacy and my narrative correct.
Yes, sir.
I think that you confusing my mom's with somebody else because my mom's never was in no unsolved.
No, she wasn't in the unsolved community.
No. She never been to the building at all. She never had none of the pizza, none of that. That doesn't underscore this, that we had books from Doc in my house.
Okay.
So she loved Doc for she felt that he was an extension of the mystery that she was seeking when she went to the nation looking for what Honorable Elijah Muhammad was saying. Plus, he's from Brooklyn. So my mother from Brownsville. So my mother respect gangsters and people who have game. So game is not a bad word either. You know what I'm saying? True. So that's a big homie. But I'm saying it'd be mad times you be saying that. Yeah. And I be like this. We in a time period where it be mad false narratives. And my mom's is still alive and she be living and still be blessing me and giving me things from another plane, and I can't keep going with that narrative. You know what I'm saying?
Forgive me for that.
Yeah, because my mom's never been to none of those buildings nor functions. Not that she did not deal with it. I have unsolved books in my house that smell like the incense. Paper.
Yes, sir.
From Imam Isa. I got audio tapes and all that because our family are collectors of African American diasporic experiences that people have colloquially called consciousness as of recent. So that's why I came today here with gifts to show what the type of things that we do and to show people what the real consciousness was talking about for what Doggie is doing, Doggie Diamonds is doing, and for what Tad is doing and presenting to a hip hop community. The most important people who are the people from our community, you know what I'm saying? This is the most important thing happening in New York. There's no other lecture going on, period, until Rev come. You heard? I don't even honor no other lecture unless Doggie enough or you say that they're doing it. But no other lecture is relevant nor important besides this. This is the only person teaching.
And King Simon, when is that date?
That's going to be October 29th. That's the refill with Dr. Phil Valentine.
Yeah, unless some teachers, real teachers come up, or shout out to Sinetta as well. You know, we not suckers. You know what I'm saying? We love our people. You feel me? That's my man, and shout out to him. And if he doing something positive and significant and embracing the narrative that I'm proud to know you, King Simon, because you did this. You one of the only people that's doing this. You understand?
Yes.
Reverend Valentine is who changed the circumstances surrounding my existence. You know what I'm saying? And made an obscure person such as myself important in a narrative that will unfold and that will benefit the people around me. You understand?
That's right.
For real. So you know, I love you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Real.
Yes, sir.
And you used to see me in Caribbean City.
Yeah.
With the rosé.
Yeah.
Like this. I promise.
And we brought Rev recently.
Too. Yeah, really.
3 months
February.
ago. February.
You know, I always tell people, it's kind of funny because we know Ahmed. Everybody know Rashid, but
that's some nigga I made up just so I don't have to go back to jail.
Yeah.
But I always tell people it's funny though. I remember when we was young when all of us used to be wilding out in the streets. And one morning, he was in our crib telling me and Doug, he's like, it's the white man got us bugging. He's like, what? Ain't white man wake me up. He's like, nah, I'm telling you, the way they manipulate our thought. I'm talking about we like 15 years old.
I think it was earlier than that. Earlier than that.
And he was dropping it on us. He's like, but we still gonna go dig some pockets.
Right, exactly.
That was the rhetoric, though, from the times. We had the rhetoric. That's why, rest in peace of Prodigy, he is a legend.
Yes.
If you listen to, he's the first conscious rapper that I believe that was from the street. And they go back from with Juvenile Hell. And they was talking about the narrative of the street people that we grew up with. Head Wop, Weez and all of them. Chili and all of them, Binky and all of them. Rest in peace.
Quincy,
the people that was in jail when you were a baby. When you get to jail, they in jail like this. What's up, what up? Like this, man. Everybody was, so I'm like, these.
And they made a song called Peer Pressure.
Right.
That's their first record.
Right. And those young people, Prodigy is a legend because he gave rhetoric and a narrative to the people who was in the street trying to survive above the margin. You understand what I'm saying? And yo, I ain't no homie personally, but that shit hit me yesterday because I started listening to songs in the context, and then this is something that the creator included inside of the human experience. You begin to feel a feeling of sorrow when you hear about people who are artistic and who have an influence over culture, because it reminds you of your own mortality and the shit you need to do, the shit that you need to do to improve the quality of your life and the quality of those lives around you.
Yes.
When you see people great and giants like that die, that's when I want to promote an agenda that transcends who you think and perceive I am to be. I don't want nobody caught up in my character. I'm not right. What I say be right. That's what I'm trying to say. So when I'm listening to Prodigy, he was talking about he was the Elohim 15 years ago.
Facts.
These niggas is little niggas. Talk about all of these mumble rapping and all of that shit. We from another era. That wordplay that he established is the same wordplay that these kids adopt to their battle raps and all of that.
Facts.
And it's mob forever. Infamous mob forever. I promise. And I was in the penitentiary with Queensbridge niggas. That shit is real. You heard? You don't know no nigga from around nowhere until you be in jail with them to see how they operate under pressure. You heard? And everybody adopt their own way of dealing with oppression based off of the colloquialisms learned from their environment. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Queensbridge ain't no slouch.
Nah, that shit is not a game. It's
6 blocks, 96.
It ain't even Queens, it's itself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's its own entity.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You get fooled with the nice houses.
Yeah.
You get fooled with the nice
96 buildings, 6 blocks. And me and Tab was out there one day, and remember Capone was like, y'all could put the guns away. Like, all right, because we did have them. You know what I'm saying?
Waited a little while.
And shout out to Mike DeLorean.
It wasn't even no disrespect. It's just the unarmed prophet always dies. We grew up like that.
Yep.
Right.
Then niggas catch you slipping and give you a pass sometime.
But that's what I said. After a while, we waited. We seen it was genuine love, like we on Fulton Street or something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And we was out there for Capone.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, y'all good. If y'all got that, y'all can put that down. All right, we put it down. Shout out to Mike DeLorean. Shout out to Nature pulled up.
Word.
And I'm talking about we in the heart of Queensbridge. And then Mike DeLorean say, I know niggas from around your way. Shout out to Turf and all that shit. We like, all right, that's the homie. You understand what I'm saying? So free the homie Turf. So it's like the funniest shit with a lot of us, especially black men from the streets, 6 degrees of separation between all of us. You know, and if a lot of times my man know your man and know your man and know your man.
My man name is Bo from Queens. Bo is Nas man. He put him in the movie with him.
Wow.
On the thing. Me and Bo used to have the same problems. We used to have whole problems on the island.
Yeah.
Like this. Why they ain't coming up here with that thing?
Yeah.
Because it was getting big. We started to pick up. We ready to pick them. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Nigga like this. And niggas start lying on the phone, talking about, yeah, I'm about to get a program. They gonna give me 90 days. Yeah, I'm about to get with that reaper though. Stop playing with
Let me ask you something.
Yo.
Prodigy wrote a book called Hegelian Dialect. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, it's based off of Hegel.
Okay.
He's speaking about the tripartite series of oppositions. Reverend Valentine.
I knew he would know.
Reverend Valentine is the one who gave us the game. And he also, to segue back into numbers, if you want to know about numerology from how the beast utilizes numerology, he look at what Reverend Valentine said on the mathematics of the beast. You have to look at numbers not in a single context. You look at numbers as they present themselves in their 4-pair tripartite pairs. So what we do with Kabbalistic praxis is we understand that the white man is a beast. He'll make the word game and cube both equal the same number. He do shit like that. So he uses words in an efficient manner that resonate on platitudes that are beyond your veil. To see, Allah has 90, Assalamu alaikum, the Muslims, Ramadan, Kareem, and all that. Look, Allah has 99 attributes for a reason. The number 99 is very propitious. There are significant numeric encodings in every religious context, including the Hebrew Bible, but you have to obtain it, and it's also in the Greek as well, but you have to obtain it through a filter. That's why I was like this. No filter.
Yeah, filter.
Let me put a filter on it,
Yep,
right? To show the people the context. Rob, shout out to Rob Cool. He told me what I'm good at the other day. That's my big homie. Because he don't play with me. He just give it up like it is. He ain't putting no icing on it. And people need to get used to that, yo. He is a legend.
Yeah.
Rob Cool remind me of all of them old timers that raised us.
Full Street.
That was not playing with
yeah.
like that. So I'm like this. He told me, yo, hey, you put everything in context. And that's what I enjoy doing, because shit can get out of context when we try to interpret reality through the valence or lens of white folks. So now, how does Ifa work when you're dealing with African spirituality? They use a method to count the numbers based off of a different perceptual envelope using cowrie shells. So they use a binary code. They deal with the number 64. In my book, I tell you that there's a mirror in pi. It starts 11 numbers after, and it goes 79, 79. And 79 are both the pillars on the porch of Freemasonry. Nobody could fuck with me. Reverend Valentine is my teacher. You heard? Nigga, I'm glad y'all all had a break. That was letting the referees, letting the scabs teach you. Hating everybody is one-trick ponies. They done showed us all their tricks, right? The book is $106.
Yeah.
The little homies is hitting me up now like this. Hey, you a legend. I never seen you debate. You heard? And you always be with winners. You always be with winners. And I'm like, yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, I've done lost. I've done lost all out from a born dead legacy. We've been here. We've been, you know how they tell people you've been here before? That's what we do.
Now, it's funny you say that, because me and King Simon was having a conversation earlier in the car about, somehow we got on a conversation of Biggie and just growing up in our neighborhood, and how Biggie just gave the world a taste, of glimpse of everything you're talking about, who we came up with, the circumstances that shape our consciousness, and the OGs that we grew up under. Because what you're talking about is a vetting process.
He visited a narrative in the second offering on his album. The first one is sonically perfect. The second one is perfect as well. However, what I will say about the second is that the second is a very specific narrative. Family from the hood. Like this. What's up? What's up?
Dudes calling live in the ear.
Look, so I'm like this. So I'm like this. Look, Big said narratives that only people who are in our community understood the nuances. However, the nuances transcended in the African context in which we do. We speak in 4 different directions. That is, the African never created a distinction between nothing in the universe. He knew that there's a synergy between all things, and this is how the white man controls the world. He does so by changing the meanings of all of your older meanings to context. And once he changes the meaning, you don't understand this, that until when you went to the continent, I was like this. He went to the Garden of Eden. Ghana, you can't get the word gone in the colloquialisms of the human mind until they extracted it from the term Ghana, spoken in that natural native language of the people, to describe their land mass. You understand? They had inside of their very intricate and highly stylized mythology a whole through line of snakes and gardens. You heard? So the Garden of Eden is in Ghana. The highest and biggest magic that you can ever get is West African. I don't want to hear about no white magic, no white people. Niggas, you got niggas on the internet putting niggas' names in glass, putting it in the freezer. What you was doing in Africa when we ain't had no freezer? With that shit, you freestyling. Yeah. You freestyling, which is good though, because we also need the context. But freestyling ain't for everybody. You gotta be a natural born freestyler. Yeah, you heard?
Like when Big said, from where? Attica? That was some hood shit. Only we understood.
Most of that, shout out to Black.
Yeah, fact. Pretty black. Shout out to Pretty Black.
Everything that I see or hear in the context, I hear black. I hear Tony Rome.
Facts.
I hear what you call it.
Puma Lee, Stags.
Puma. I can't.
Jimmy D.
Jimmy D. And then I can't forget what you call it.
Cheese. KC.
For
Cheese.
For real. Cheese.
And G. Rest in peace, Cheese.
See, yeah, G passed away.
No, Cheese. Rest in peace, Cheese.
Yeah, I remember that in the train station.
Yes, and Cheese. And look, and then for y'all don't know who Cheese is the uncle to Larceny and Banger of Larceny and Banger is the same person. Banger and Blake C at Junior Mafia. You understand what I'm saying? Cheese was related to them. Tony Rome is related to us through marriage. He was married to my sister, and that's my niece's father. It's how crazy it is. You know what I'm saying? And Puma Lee, these is OGs. And shout out to the OG Cook who's still out there who holding Jadakiss down right now.
They used to rob them Harlem dudes. This is at the club.
This is what I'm saying. So this is so a lot of times when you see us with AA Rashid, this is not no conscious community shit.
Nah, this is family.
This is a family shit, like, you know.
And shout out to the conscious community, because this is the one thing they've been wound up and washed up as of recent because of mismanagement, what you call it, and obsessive desires to participate in sophistry at the expense of it. And this, I'm gonna tell you something. This is so beautiful that you brought Reverend Valentine. You bringing him back, because this is the only thing that can save the context of what it is that I got into it for. The promoters, Simon, you are a beast for being able to do this, because the other people do not have the information or the network or the reach to see themselves gift the people the teacher and stop trying to double up like you a fucking crack dealer. You heard? These niggas want to spend $100 and then make $10,000 at the door because the people is thirsty online, and gauging numbers online based off of how many people gonna come to your event, and you doing yourself an injustice. For the simple fact that the numbers online encompass people who are not paying for shit. Free game, right? With trigger lane, right? I have over 1,000 some odd people trying to be my friend on Facebook. I know scientifically you can't have over 140 friends. You biochemically, your body cannot ascertain the nervous equipment to synergize all of them people, especially not in the context of this type of social construct. So what the fuck make you think you're gonna have 5,000 friends, right? So when you do get 5,000 friends, go on to Facebook and say, let me hold something.
Word, everybody give me $1.
They about to kick me out. Word is bond, I need $1. All of y'all.
Yeah.
Like this. Niggas is gonna act like they ain't see it. They gonna be like, I don't really
now people
like
now
that.
people what you saying is real.
Like this. So I'm like this. No, hold on, let me take this. So this is what I do. I said, man, my dope's so good, I don't even have to go outside with it. You heard? I get off the Facebook. You can't get my book on no www. Hey, brother, do you got a website? No, so I can get on that sucker traffic, all that sweating. I don't want all that sweating. You heard? Nigga, I need betters. You know how we grew up. Sweating, get the fuck from over here. You heard? We need betters. If you really want this information, because I have over 70 lectures. I have amazing, adventurous, scandalous shit associated with me. You heard? I am brilliant. You heard? My whole 20s was in the penitentiary. I still have my friends. You heard? And my daughter loved me. You feel me? It's nothing more important than that. The only thing more important than that is you, the listener. When I say stuff is legendary, you the legend. I'm trying to get my ticket in heaven by way of trying to instruct people. You know? And I love everything. That is the true test of trust, to trust that which can't be trusted. You heard? For real. And I want to get to that level of trust from myself. You feel me? The true level of love is to love something that don't even love itself. You heard? That is the true testament of how the Creator operates through man. You see? So to numbers, Allah is 66. Elohim is 86 or 646. Right? Yahweh is 26. Why is Yahweh 26? 26 is the only number in the universe that exists between a square and a cube number. 26 is the only number that exists between 25 and 27. I want all you nerds to go and try to find another number that exists between a square and a cube number. There's nowhere they have tried to find it. There's nowhere that it exists. So it is propitious number known by the African genius because they already figured out pi, and they already figured out in between the two pillars of 79 after 11 pillars, right? After 11 comes a 79 and the 79, and the center of it is 26, is surrounded in the 64. The 64 is the number that the African uses to determine and control the circumstances surrounding matter and how it coalesces. You see? Don't get no Africans or no West Indians mad. That really, they'll get at you with quantum math. They'll get at you with quantum theory, using symbols, and this is what some shit will drive you crazy. You'll go to school with them white folks and get them all that money. You went there 5, 6, 7, 10 years, and you know all that shit. And then when you go to Africa and they teach you a simple truth that'll make you cry, that'll unlock all of the sciences of the entire universe. And it was right there in front of your face, and you didn't know it, and it's in numbers. It's in numbers, and it's in the propitious operation of timing. Y'all said something. How if I look at the number and the girl is a 32, did that mean? And I said that's very interesting. I see the Kevin Hart thing that he said something about the number 32 associated to his heart, and his name is Heart, but 32 equals heart. You got 32 teeth in your mouth. 3 and 2 is 5. When you 5, you lose 2 teeth. Wow. And that's when you are inaugurated into your skull starts shaping a different way. The Muslims prays 5 times a day to 5 coordinates inside. So I get my students are the next teachers. You heard? Because I'm from a lineage of the real teaching. I'm not a correspondent. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I see in the dialogue, I see the universe speak to us. You see? So when you said 32, I said, man, that's the 3-2 ratio. When I was on the farm and we do the cannabis cutting, right? You have to cut the water leaf off of it in such a way, because the water leaf is the one that cures cancer. You heard? The water leaf is what. Why do you think it's such a big thing about reefer? Rest in peace to my man Ice Big J. He succumbed to cancer, and cancer can come also from our surroundings if we are not being appreciated and venerated and operating in a certain. Your community can give you cancer, and this is the type of shit where you see good niggas die and all these pieces of shit live to be 99 and 100. They be looking all good in these stupid ass pictures online, and they be pieces of shit, eating healthy and all of that. Yeah. And I'll be like this, you motherfucker. And here goes somebody that's a good dude, don't cheat on his wife type of dude. Don't fold for nothing, ain't playing with nobody, don't have beef with nobody, everybody love. Succumb to cancer, King. You see? So it makes you feel a kind of way with your own life. So you gotta be like this. This is why I tell people, venerate, man, and appreciate yourself. And you do that through honoring other people.
Yes.
You see, and we've seen perfect examples as the most recent, and we will see more in the future where people will not honor the people who are around them, who are living the living tradition, bro. You heard? That are trying to help to improve the quality of people's life. At one time I said, yo, I'll stop being Kabbalah God and my brand and just get them and be on your brand. And just with my technical help, with people that I know my whole life, and niggas is so entrenched with trying to be smarter than me. And I'm obviously the fucking motherfucker that's smarter. That's the shit that's crazy to me. You know how that shit goes. We in the club, it's rowdy in there. Son, the last nigga we seen knock everybody out was Son. Let Son stand in the front. At least he gonna knock their biggest nigga out, then we gonna knock everybody else out. We good. Why do niggas that don't have the ability want to get in front of everybody? My nigga? Don't play with me. That's the shit that hurt me. Because you making me think that you getting caught in appearances or something. You heard? The nigga, man, but we play with that.
Yeah.
We come around here playing, right? You know they let it come around our way. It's a nice, it's so beautiful. Yeah. But I love everybody who love me. You see?
And motherfuckers got to start being more grateful. Too many ungrateful people, man. Ungrateful, being ungrateful.
I'm grateful to sit next to you.
Yeah, and ungrateful.
And I've known you for quite some time, and me and you've seen it from the beginning. You used to hand out your flyers, and I used to be like Simon Maker announcement at my events 10 years ago. And I was doing events and wasn't home 90 days with the money to pay the people. I didn't do no free lectures. I was flying my teachers. I said, this is what I owe my community. I fly my teachers in to teach and get out the way. That's how, when I was in the penitentiary, I seen the NOI do this. The minister was 60 years old. Let a young minister come to the jail. That Skeeter is official. He know the Quran. He's the new minister. He get out the way and let the young minister be the minister. And he just guide him from the back like this. You heard? So this is I'm like this. Get out the way of ability. A lot of people who know what they're doing, do it, then maintain the all in togetherness. I'm fortunate to be around both of y'all because it's very rare that dudes that's family fuck with each other, son.
Yeah.
We know niggas that's brothers, nigga that don't fuck with
Stab
each other. We know narratives from all out.
Shot they brother,
shot kill like brothers.
You
heard? That type of shit. So I'm like, this is beautiful that family know how to
from
eat
birth,
together.
From birth though.
But then when you look at it again, the whole family is still intact. The whole hood.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody's still good. You come home and you home.
Right.
And the family.
Yo, I love coming home, but I can't stand these white folks.
Yeah.
I just seen these white folks just now. Right in front of Jamie building. Coming outside with mad boxes of Jordans and shit. I was like, when I was little,
got a flashback, right?
It was like football or some shit like this. No, but this rapping shit. Right in sunbed. Like this, boy, what size you wear? I promise.
But yo,
and they don't speak to you.
Yeah. They almost looking at us like, what you doing around
here? In LA, that's why I love Los Angeles. You can get some rhythm with every single culture if you have ability. People ain't out there for nothing. Niggas is out here. White folks come out here just to be assholes and just to act fake mad. And to, and talk loud around grown folks. Shit like that. You heard? So when in LA, people is out there pursuing their vision and stuff like that, and their art.
There's so much hate in this town.
Yo.
There's too much anger and hate.
Shout out to Nene. When Nene came to LA, Nene was at the Faith video.
When he say Nene, he's talking about Nino Brown from Junior Mafia. Yeah, we know him as Nene.
Alamo.
Yeah, Alamo. Faith didn't know and see the Alamo.
He called me to the video. Yeah. He was like, pull up. I pulls up, and I had told one of my students to pull up, and then they see somebody that was there that they knew, and then they networking and stuff like this. You know what I mean? So shout out to him for opening doors. And that whole little circle of people, I was with my little man Lynn Jack today, Ruben, little brother.
Okay.
Shout
out to Ruben.
Last year we was at Ruben party. I'm kind of mad, like damn, I should have knew. Man, BET weekend is gonna be lit. Rube shit gonna be lit, and they got a roller skating ring.
Yeah, I saw that.
So you see,
shout out to Rube though.
Yeah,
Rube doing the skating cap.
Rube from one of us from the hood. Overall, our family, our offsprings, and our roots is strong. Like he mentioned, a lot of our elders that was from the hood, and they passed something to us, and we just keeping it going through the lineage, through the children now, the biological, the not biological, and you came bearing gifts. What you want to share with them before we go?
I gave you a poster that people would take
out of circulation.
It's out of circulation. That's valuable ephemera. So with ephemera, I'm friends of and I brought you this, a classic. It's a picture of two brothers that influenced a great deal of my life. The first time I seen some
Blacko and fuckers.
Yeah, this is
And Miko. This is my family right here.
And this is why we can go over there all
I was just Black Oak 2 days ago. Yeah, and Albany Project.
Yeah.
I was just with Black Oak the day before yesterday.
See, so that's a gift for you.
Dope. And this is our family.
Because the kids and the young people, they don't take pictures no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They do everything on the phone. So what you gonna do when you lose
these
two?
You
lose your shit.
You see these two?
You can't prove all that shit you was talking.
Listen,
about.
these
You knew these niggas. You ain't know them niggas. Yeah, you lost your
these
phone.
two guys is brothers right here, right? And we're all related. We grew up in the same building. My grandmother would have maybe like 30 of us, all boys. And she son all of us, first and foremost. Grandma laid down the motherfucker. She laid down the rod. You was shutting the fuck up. But she raised all of us. My grandmother raised the whole fucking neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother would facilitate 30 dudes in the house. We snuck the 40s in our jacket. We walked in there and we went outside and whipped somebody's ass. And she didn't even know. But she dealt with a lot of us. So I'm thankful for my grandmother too, because she instilled a lot in us, and we never embarrassed her though. Like she never seen us get busy. Besides that one time, motherfuckers tried to come on the block with that dumb shit. She didn't know we had that many guns and shit. You remember that shit, right, Tad? She didn't know we had that many guns and shit. But the dope deal about it is that, this is A.A. Rashid. This is, what I'm saying? This is a family member. Shout out to my cousin Mook also, who was here one night with us. You know what I'm saying? And he came.
I'm going to show you. I can't get it to it.
Okay.
But I had to, this is the jail picture. I had to cut off this shit because in one of them jails, the crackers are what you call it? They'll cut your shit off.
To see if you don't got no conscience.
Right, that. Or I think Bam had his name on this shit, and Bam, the crackers be like, gang shit, give me this.
Yo, he just got out the box,
right?
Yeah.
So
Bam just got out the box.
Shout out to my homeboy. This is Stanley, aka Bam.
Yo, he been bidding since we was kids.
Yeah.
So now
he did 11, and then
So now, come on, get my
yeah, I tried to dead him. See
that shit? Look, and then this a legend. This is one of the first things I ever seen be tough from Clinton Avenue, Michael Marsh.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, yeah. Shout out to the whole Marsh family.
Yeah.
Shout out to the whole Marsh family. Yes.
I got this picture with me and him was in Chihuahua together.
He's feeling this case now.
You're right.
He's trying to get him some
his
time.
His baby mom's, the lady sitting on his lap. That's old dirty bastard's sister. That's Didi.
Wow.
You heard? So that's his baby mom.
Wow.
He related to them.
Shout out to Michael Marsh, the whole Marsh family. Nicky Marsh, Ricky Marsh. Nah, Clinton Avenue. Clinton Avenue. 450 Clinton.
Okay.
Nah, I don't know how.
No, I'm talking about Michael Marsh,
No,
450 Clinton.
I'm talking about old Eddie Burns' bastard's sister.
Okay. His baby mom said that nigga's a gangster.
Yeah. I want him to be mad, right?
For real. And I wanted to show this picture to give it a context, but that Tupac movie out, and I can't talk about my man because these niggas, that nigga's still in jail, and I want him to come home. And they wanted me to speak about the Tupac movie, Sonata. You heard? And then I was thinking about that shit, and I was like, damn, I'm from the street. What could I say about that shit without being embellishing it or lying or talking some shit like this? So I would just speak in light of in a positive way that you're lucky if somebody would make a movie about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All y'all people talking shit. You're not gonna live to make a movie because you ain't never accomplished shit and do shit.
And this is a picture here of my mother and Teresa Marcellus. So I know you know from when you see when Premier and Gangstar had lived on Washington Avenue.
Went Marcellus.
She owned the brownstone that they lived in.
Wow.
So library.
Right.
Wow.
They were renting from her and Bradford, who was her husband at the
time.
Wow. So this is Teresa. This is jazz royalty coming to see me on the penitentiary on the floor with my mother.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So we come from everybody want to hear the bad shit and then y'all that came from the bottom in your head and all that shit. No, we come from royalty. We ain't from deep in Brooklyn, my nigga. We from downtown.
Downtown Brooklyn.
It's shiny over there.
It's called the Brooklyn Bridge, the bike shop.
Right.
Yo, you know what's funny? I was riding my bike across the bridge the other day, and I said, "Damn, if I was me riding my bike, motherfucking 25 years ago, I would have robbed me from my bike because we used to go to the Brooklyn Bridge. We used to go to the Brooklyn Bridge to steal bikes. We used to call it the bike shop. And then dudes try to run it in the hole and it got hot. But yo, we got the second show coming on. We got to get up out of here.
Yo, we want to thank our brothers. We want to thank our brothers King Simon and brother A. Rashid, aka Ahmed, for coming through and blessing us with their presence.
Right.
Yo, if y'all really want to know about the consciousness, man, y'all look these brothers
My
up.
book,
They got
A.A.
it.
Rashid Art on the Instagram.
A.A. Rashid.
Rashid Art on the Instagram. No sweaters, just betters. Don't hit me up unless you got $106.
That's right.
That's
That's it. Shop.doggydiamondstv.com for that
Hey.
discipline close. Peace. We out of here.
Peace.
The next show coming up, DJ Trace.
Look, I'm about to grab the flyer.